Okay, we are live. So, as always, as we enter the chat, we say, Hi, stream.
History.
Hi,
Heyo.
stream.
Dream.
Hello.
Okay, guys, welcome back. A little bit longer of a gap between our normal games, but we are entering holiday season, so we'll probably see that for a little bit longer. Everyone has, lives and real life stuff they have to do instead of gaming. Boo.
Boo and
Boo.
hiss.
Boo.
All right, let me have the Viking moderator check our mics, and then we'll be good. Okay, guys. So, welcome back. We did lots of cool things last time. We had our first guest star, Mark from the Talking Crit server and from System Shifters joined us and played Professor Vork. You guys got to learn a lot of cool stuff. I'm not going to go too in depth with that because our lovely Alyssa is going to give us the faculty recap. And then we have our second guest tonight, which we'll go around and do intros because we haven't done that in a while. And she'll be able to let you know who she is and all that fun stuff. But with that, I'm going to go ahead and turn over to you, Alyssa. So go right ahead with however you want to do your faculty recap, and then we'll jump in.
All right. So I'm just gonna get started. So basically, we welcomed our newest Atlantean instructor, Elemental, Professor Gale. And Professor Gale's going to help me do some more research on the ley lines, kind of based on a book that I found recently. And then the drama was that we also discovered Professor Vork was the creator of an opposition faction directly against the Lemon Butter Gang. After the threat of violence from one gang, we put a stop basically to both of them. And kind of through penance, through education, Professor Vork is going to create a school club that will create legal and approved condiments and substitutes through learning summoning and charms. And after a few days of severe restrictions to the library, including passes to be allowed entrance, time limits, limits on numbers of students allowed, Reggie accompanying these pass holders, I have relented my restrictions due to peer pressure and a meeting with the headmaster. I did not, however, stop using Reggie, because Reggie has found his new passion in Afterlife, which is a full-time library monitor. He truly enjoys observing the students for any infractions that are set forth by me, and I've eased those recently. And then between the presence of Reggie and Itzy, my library has returned to the sanctuary and place of knowledge that it once was and shall always be.
Huzzah.
Huzzah.
I love that. Yeah, we got to see Thelvanius get real upset last time. Rightfully so. I mean, how dare they?
I was stressed. Yeah. A little stressful.
Oh yeah. But like I said, how dare they? They took your sanctuary, your library, and turned it into this underground contraband ring without your consent.
Which, excuse me.
Consent's the number one rule, guys. Always.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right.
Well, if I would have known, I probably would have been okay. But
right, but have that conversation always.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Okay, guys, that was great.
Especially since Professor Vork was actually my contact.
Yeah, 100%. That was super fun that we got to learn that not only was Professor Vork the creator of the Lemon Butter Gang, but also of the opposition. And it was all just because they got bored and they wanted their lemon. And there was something about wee almond tatties somewhere in between there too, I believe.
The best. The best thing.
The best.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. With that being said, like I kind of told you guys before we jumped on, I am going to make everyone do just a really quick intro because we haven't done that for a couple games. And we might have some new viewers on the stream. And also, it's just good every couple episodes to do it while we're posting these on YouTube. So all I need you guys to do is just, I am so-and-so, I am playing so-and-so, and if you want to say something fun about it. Once everybody is gone, Jess, if you're good and ready, I'll have you close out the intros with obviously who you are and who you're guest starring as tonight, as long as that's okay with everybody.
That's good.
Perfect. Starting off like I always do. Hi, I am Emma. I am the force of nature, your GM tonight, the wrangler of chaos as always. And I'm very excited to see what kind of chaos we get into tonight.
Huzzah.
Huzzah.
Huzzah!
Huzzah.
I'm that I started that on accident. All right. Whoever would like to go first, introduce yourself to the stream.
Sure, I'll go. I'm Taylor, or Tat, if you are familiar with me in the server. I'm playing Quentin Bryscratch, the school's caretaker, I guess, groundskeeper. I'm also the newest AE teacher. First class went well. Very well, I think.
Agreed.
I'll go next. I'm Rowan Collins, they, them. Playing Professor Yarrow Brook, aka Babbling Brook. They are a werewolf that has a very interesting. Every single phase of the moon has a different persona for them, and so every day they get to wake up as something different. Today they are a very beautiful, like giant wolf, basically just a wolf, with some glasses on. Their little like freckled nose. So that's who I'm playing today.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Josh, he, him. And I'm playing Gale, the school's newest professor, the professor of elementalism. They are an Atlantean, and their official title in that society is the Bearer of the Tempest.
Okay. And Alyssa, the one who did our
I
lovely
am
intro.
I'm Alyssa, she, her. I play Thalvanus of Blackwind. He's just kind of eccentric history professor that evidently befriended a ghost and a pervy ghost, and I have a very large raven as my familiar, who sometimes gets into trouble as well. So.
Yes. And for anyone watching the stream tonight, Sylvanius is our opening background picture because Professor Z, one of our NPCs, she finished the portrait for Thalvanius and presented it to him as a sort of gift for helping out with everything, and like you kind of had a rough go of it. Maybe you can put this in the library somewhere since we're doing this whole initiative of the staff portraits. So for anyone watching and looking at our background image right now, that is our Professor Thalvanius. Which brings us right around to our guest star this evening. Jess, go ahead and introduce yourself and who you're playing tonight.
I'm Jessica. I am Tully Doodle in the Talking Crit server. I'm playing Jara Sunbearer. I am the Charms Professor, and I'm really good friends with Quentin.
Mm-hmm. And Yara's been away for a little bit. She is also an Atlantean, very much like Gale. The Atlanteans, as a reminder to everybody, is the native people to the island where the school is located. Obviously, the school itself is within the sort of pocket realm, but we decided at creation of everything that it is in the Bermuda Triangle, its own little pocket dimension. And it is rumored, although they'll never confirm or deny it, that the original people of the island are actually from Atlantis. And they didn't disappear, but they simply got tired of the world and went away. Who knows? Maybe we'll learn more about that tonight. I don't know. But that being said, Yara does spend half of her time with the tribe and also with the school as the Charms Professor. Very similar to where Gale came from. They both kind of like go back and forth for all that fun stuff. That being said, not to throw too much at you at once, Jess, but I would love to hear what you think maybe Yara's classroom looks like, or like maybe what a Charms class would be. Maybe we could start with that if you're okay with that.
Yeah, so I feel like she's fairly organized with all of her like all of her things. So everything's got a place. She's got lots of little cabinets and um, like everything's labeled. She gets on to students for not putting things back where they go. Um, Very warm and welcoming.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, you're totally fine. We have much patience because Jess is dealing with the ick that is going around right now. So no worries, take your time. All good. You'll see me putting chapstick and the Vapo stuff on intermittently this evening as well. So I love to hear that. I definitely see that for Yara. She's very, how we described her originally was like charming, but in sort of an aloof way, not in like the in your face kind of way. So I could definitely see her being very organized and that sort of thing. Do you feel like maybe Yara's classroom would have a window or paintings, or what do you think would maybe be sort of a key in that welcoming aspect of her area?
Probably a warm window draped with some sort of like warm colored flat fabrics and some plants like around the window.
Okay. And I know we've talked briefly about a very brief description of her, but I would love to hear what you think maybe Yara looks like, aside from obviously Native American with those sort of like Atlantean skin tones and things like that. But I would love to hear how you might describe her, especially since you're playing her tonight.
I kind of imagined just like tall, thin, um, matching but not matching clothes. Like she mixes her patterns but does it in a way that like it you wouldn't imagine it going together. Like stripes and polka dots, but she can pull it off. Um, Lots of like flowy accessory type in her hair, jewelry, that sort of thing.
Okay, love it. Well, last time you guys were supposed to have a meeting in the library going over some potential information that Yara was going to give you about some rumors of this secret passage, a potential treasure, some other things that the headmaster told you guys not to worry about whatsoever. Obviously, Yara got a little delayed, and Z and Vork sort of hijacked that meeting and put you guys on a bit of a side quest. So that being said, we're going to attempt and have that meeting again this time since Yara has returned with us. So everybody's going to be meeting back at the library, which is where kind of the faculty tends to end up if they're not like in their classrooms or the faculty lounge for like the big faculty meetings. This is a bit more off the books, obviously, since you guys have been told not to worry about this fun stuff. So that being said, does anyone feel like maybe their character would be there first, aside from Thelvanius, because obviously that is your domain?
I think Gale would show up very early again this time. But out of consideration for Othelvanius, their electric eel familiar will be left left in the classroom for today.
Awesome.
So
And Alyssa, as Gale
Oh,
arrives,
just because he's a poor water bowl.
yeah, there was quite a shock, no pun intended, happy accident.
yeah,
Last time when Gale arrived with a floating water orb in the library.
yep, definitely caused a little bit of, you know, and that was just the start of Professor Thelvanius's bad day, so to speak. So,
Very true.
out of compassion, Gale has left Fitz at home.
Oh.
So,
Professor Galvanius says no good, very bad day.
Correct.
yep.
That needs to be the title when we post it, Tat. Make note. Alyssa, what is Thelvanius doing as Gale arrives?
Honestly, he's probably nose deep in a book, but every once, I think he has, I wouldn't say learned a lesson, but I think he's got a healthy paranoia now. So he's a little bit more aware of what's going on around him. So I think he's watching the students leave because they know that like the faculty's having a meeting and things like that. So he's just kind of like watching that happen. And I think when he sees Gail come in, there will be that like small moment of like, take a deep breath. The eel will be contained. It will be okay. You're gonna be okay. And then I think he will like look up and see that it's not there. And actually, I think Dalvatus will feel like, oh, that's awful that he felt like he didn't have to bring him, but also like he feels respected as well. So that he's kind of like torn with himself. But Professor Gale, welcome, welcome. And just kind of be very warm and welcoming.
Thank you very much, Professor. And Gail will sit at the table and just kind of, what are you looking over there, Professor Thelvanius? What are you
It's
reading?
probably still trying to read that book that I don't remember if I got a title of it. So it's that book that we got during the like PE demonstration about ley lines.
It was a
So
leather-bound journal.
I'd probably
Yeah, there was it was a leather-bound journal, and when you flipped it open on the front page, or it just said magical ley lines and crossovers. So it doesn't technically have a name. You're
okay.
correct.
Okay. So I'd probably actually just kind of pick up my stuff and move over to the table where Gail was sitting, and I'd show him the book and just be like, I just recently came across this. This is what I was talking to you about before. Some things. Yeah.
Wonderful.
So
And
just I mean, we don't have to do it now, but like when we get a chance, if we ever get a chance, I would love to discuss whatever you guys know about this to kind of help me figure out what's going on with. Well, not I guess technically we're fine, but everybody else is not fine with the magics. So that's kind of where my research is going.
true. Yeah, there are obviously more pressing matters today, but if we are ever able to catch our breath for a moment and have a discussion about that, Gail will kind of like pull a scroll out and like kind of show it and then put it back away. I've actually been doing a little bit of research of my own on the subject. I had a meeting with the headmaster and asked him some questions, and hopefully, with what I've learned and what you've learned, we can make some headway on that venue of knowledge.
That's exciting. I can't wait.
Okay, as you guys are sort of chatting over the table, who do we feel like might arrive next?
Fairly certain I'm going to be last because I'm out at the watering hole dealing with Mrs. Nesbit.
Okay.
I would assume so. Yarrow is outside the hallway, kind of like giant dog waiting for a person to arrive. And they will wait until that person arrives.
Oh, isn't that so lucky? You know who comes kind of tittering down the hall as you're waiting is your favorite big curly-haired orange transfiguration professor.
And Yarrow, who is again a dog, just kind of like sits up, little like ears perk up, and the little tail wags as they go to greet her.
That's so adorable. Yeah, today she's got her nose in one of her sketchbooks. And you guys have kind of interacted enough to know that she has a couple different ones of these. They're like those like pocket moleskin kind of sketchbooks that you can get at the craft stores, that fit like in her sweaters or in her cardigans and stuff. And so she's like got one, and she's got a charcoal in her hand, and she's not like 100% paying attention. Like she knows where she's going enough that she's kind of on autopilot. And you see her kind of like set the charcoal down for a second and kind of like turn the pages a little, and then she kind of like rubs her cheek, and now there's like a big smear of charcoal like across her cheek, and then she like picks it back up and kind of goes back at it, and then almost runs into you, like almost, and then sort of like, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. I was, yeah. Hello, Yarrow. Hello.
And then I think Yarrow, who has seen this whole exchange, kind of like nuzzles up and like licks off the charcoal from her face.
Dying. Whole face red, of course, but she's like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Did I get some charcoal on my face again? I really should be using the pencils, but it just doesn't give the same effect when I'm trying to sketch faces, you know?
They just kind of nod as a giant wolf, and then they just like nuzzle like their hand or their head into your hands to kind of like rub the charcoal off on their fur so that your hands are clean.
Adorable. I love it. And she'll kind of like let you do that, and then like in the last second she'll like kind of move her hand around and like scritch behind your ear, like just the right
You hear
way.
the of a big like the like foot banging down.
Were you waiting to go in? I think we're supposed to actually have our meeting today.
They nod and then like kind of like push you and nod as if they were waiting for you.
Absolutely. And they're gonna walk in with you, and you guys walk in to find Thalvanius and Gale at one of the tables, sort of going over. Specifically, Yarrow, you definitely remember this book because Thalvanius has been like obsessively kind of carrying this one around with him for quite a while. You remember also because that was the day that you went to go like talk to Z, and then you both got waterlogged. And this book has been sort of like a very central piece to like Thalvanius for the last like 2 weeks, basically. And that's kind of what they're like sitting over right now.
Yes, I think because of that, will kind of like walk over and like put their head under to like get under the book and Thalvanius to kind of be like, "We're here, like hello, hi."
I'm just imagining like when a dog tries to get like under your hands when you're like typing or like at the desk or
Mhm.
something like that's
Yep,
the image.
this is exactly what's happening.
Oh, I love it. Okay.
I think so. I think Thalvanus sees you guys coming in, and then since you come under, there's that urge to pet you because he does that with Itzy, and so there's that moment where he reaches down to pet you as if you're a dog, and then remembers, no, this is a stop it, okay? And so you see him kind of like fight it and like, welcome. Do you mean to? Do you want to sit in a chair, or
I think
do you
Yarrow
need me
just
to
kind of like
pull out a chair
plops,
for you?
Yarrow plops their head against your hand and like shakes her head no, and then just like so that like they're forcing a pet from you, and then they like
I would,
shake their
with that, I
head
think
no,
you would get an ear scratch. Yeah.
yeah, and then they like go, no, I'm good, and then walk back over.
I love it. I also feel like Yarrow and Thalvadius have worked together long enough that I think this is a very normal thing. Like every single time Yarrow's in this phase, this is the same like interaction as like must not pet. No, okay, I'm allowed to pet.
Alvanas loves asking.
I'm waiting for consent.
There it is. Again, consent is important.
Yes.
Oh, I love it. As you guys are kind of having this interaction, Z kind of comes up and she greets everyone like normal, and she kind of stuffs her sketchbook in her pocket. She's wearing a really big gray cardigan today over just like a normal sort of like button up and dress pants, and she's got like, you see this big gray cardigan's like knit, and it's got like pockets knit in different colors, almost like with like yarn remnants. And she like shoves it kind of in the biggest one, and she's actually going to turn to Professor Gale. Just, it's good to see you again. Are you settling in all right?
Yes, thank you very much. we've been able to start decorating our classroom and getting our office situated as we prefer it to be. It's taking some time to get all of the ornamentation proper, but we're getting there. So thank you.
Oh, of course, I'm happy to hear it as sort of the second newest because before I was the newest, and then you came and now you're the newest, and now we're both the newest. Just all that, just very nervous babbles. And she's gonna let you know. Oh, I do want to, if it's all right with you, I'd love to sit in on a couple of your classes because I do believe that your portrait's the next that I want to try and put in. Some scheduling issues with some of the other ones, obviously, but I'd love to get yours finished.
Absolutely. You're more than welcome to attend our classes whenever you so choose.
Perfect. I'll make sure to send ahead and let you know.
Thank you.
Okay. As you guys are kind of having this somewhat normal interaction, um, as Quentin's going to be last, Jess, I'm going to say this is about the point that Yara is probably going to arrive at the library.
Yeah. So, welcome. Hello, everyone. How are we today?
Arrow wags their tail and their little does a little happy pant.
Hey, just pat you on the head.
They cuddle up and go, yes, right there, right there, right there, right there.
Keeps patting you on the head.
Love it.
Uh,
And Yara and Gail, you guys do know each other from the tribe. So even though everyone here is somewhat familiar because you're faculty together, the two of you would be probably slightly more familiar because you grew up on the island together and whatnot. So just throwing that out there as information purposes.
Good day, Professor Yarrow. Or, sorry, Professor Sunbearer. Um, and then Gale would give whatever a traditional Atlantean greeting is.
Oh, that's such a great question. I'm so glad you asked. Yeah, so Gail and Yara, I would love for the two of you to come up with what is a traditional greeting with the Atlantean tribe? What would you guys do?
I'm imagining some sort of patty cake handshake. So, if you want to do something,
Absolutely. Yes.
I love
Yes. Something like that, yeah.
yes.
So,
Amazing.
yeah. Gale stands up and they do a patty cake handshake.
Yeah. And then we
With
spin at the end and kind of woo, throw our hands up.
Kick your heels together.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's what it's all
Are you,
about.
are you settling in? Okay.
Yes, I've found the accommodations to be quite pleasant. Thank you for your recommendation to the headmaster.
Absolutely. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it.
Okay.
How was your return travel from the tribe?
It was fine. It was long, but I made it.
Understandable. Well, we're glad that you've made it back in one piece.
And
Nice to be back.
Quentin, I'm going to say that this is about the time you're probably going to finally kind of come in, kind of skid in, still salt water on your coat and probably
Oh, yeah, yeah.
holding
So
something.
you hear the squish and the squeaking of my very muddy slash sandy duck boots, muck boots coming in.
Oh, poor
Sorry, am
things.
I late? Am I late? Uh,
Would so you say you're saying we hear that
oh, you would
as you're
definitely hear me
walking in?
squeaking and squishing as I'm coming up. They're coming in.
I feel like every time you do, Yarrow's
Could
how dogs do, just tilt their heads
Emma,
Yeah.
could Gale use their elementalism magic to just
Yeah.
rub all of the gunk and wet and sand off of Quentin and just have it fly out of a nearby window?
Yeah, absolutely. So just as a reminder for everybody, because I know that we obviously do this a lot more narrative than some people would, but just as a reminder, in the Kids on Broom system that we're playing, you guys can do magic kind of at any point that you want. You just have to explain to me what it is you want to accomplish, and I'll just let you know what to roll. In this instance, if you're specifically wanting to do your elementalism to sort of like attract like the water and the grime and all that fun stuff, then you would go ahead and roll the magic that associates with your elementalism, which should be on your sheet. And then you're also going to roll the magic die that's associated with that. Since you guys are all faculty, you do have a little bit higher of a magical die than you would normally have within this game. That's why we have it marked on our sheets from character creation. So what you're going to be doing is the die type that's next to the attribute that goes with elementalism, and then the magical die underneath it, and you'll tell me what that is altogether.
Okay. And then I also get to add the stat bonus, right?
Yes, you do.
Okay. All right. Does the magic die explode just like the other die or no?
The magical die does not. It's the only one in this game that does not explode.
All right. I got a 31.
Holy hell.
Welcome to my world.
Wow.
I
think
rolled a
that's the
16, a
quickest I've
10,
ever
and I add 5. So.
I love that so much. Okay. You know what? You just explained to me what you wanting to do, and at this point I just get to say yes, sir.
Yeah. So basically, Gale hears the slish slosh of Quentin approaching, and like once again, out of respect for Professor Thalvanius, just like looks to the door. All of the like, all of the sand, the water, the gunk, the plants, all of it just kind of like comes off like water droplets in a 0G environment and just like collects into a ball, and it just like shoots out of one of the windows in the hallway, aimed at like the direction of the beach.
I love that.
Oh, that stops me. That sensation of all that stuff coming off of me, like what's happening, what's happening, what's happening. I thought, what about consent? And then it flies off.
Oh no.
Oh, I love
All
it.
right. Apologies. We should have asked. It was.
No, I'm just joshing you. It's no big deal. Thanks for that.
Josh and me. Yep. Okay. Thank you.
But up.
Oh shit.
Um,
It zinged. Zing.
Thalvadius, you do notice this action. I'm gonna say, especially because you're sitting kind of like right next to Gale, you notice them like perk up when you hear the squish, and I can only assume that as soon as you started kind of hearing that and knowing Quentin enough, you knew what it was. So Thalvanius probably like tensed up when he heard that, right?
I think he had already sent a message to Itzy to get a towel.
This is
To bring to him, because he's just like, okay, we're not gonna freak out. We're gonna have a good week. It's gonna be good. We're not gonna yell at our friends. We're just calm down. So like, but also like he would have sent a message to Itzy to go get some sort of towel or something. So I think after this happens, like I would imagine a few minutes after Quentin comes in, he's gonna be flying back with like a little like I would say hand towel would be probably appropriate for what he could carry, and then just like hand it to me, and then I think I would just put it on the table awkwardly at this point because it's not needed,
Right.
and then I would feed him a treat and.
Love it.
Oh yeah, I'm again sorry I'm late, and thanks for the cleanup, friend, and I'll slap you on the back.
No problem.
Who's dog?
Hero
That's
just comes
Professor
like trotting
Naro.
up to you and like licks. Yelling.
Oh, hey Yarl. Sorry, am I late? Did I miss anything? What's going on?
I don't believe so. We have not started discussion yet.
Oh, great, right on time. Plan that.
Okay. So as a reminder, because I know that there was a game in between what we were supposed to do. So Quentin had his first PE class, and during that, there was a little bit of discussion back and forth about some possible old texts, maybe some like prophecies and stuff from the Atlantean tribe that could potentially aid in some of the rumors that you guys heard. Specifically, Z mentioned that she had spoken a little bit with Yarrow when she first got here because she was interested in it, but then Yarrow was away and didn't get a chance to actually have the discussion with everybody. So with that being said, I'm going to turn it over to Yara just a little bit to kind of talk about, because they also have some items that were presented to them while they were at the tribe. One specific one that might help with some of the things that you guys were already hearing about and interested in.
Okay. I have your notes. What information am I supposed to be sharing?
It's okay.
Sorry.
No, you're totally fine. As I said, we are all creepy cretting and stuff. So the map piece from your grandmother that's indicated in the notes, that's the piece that was given to you while you were at the tribe specifically.
Okay.
But all the other information is just however much you want to share, talk about, if you want to just discuss kind of like what you know from the notes as far as like the tribal information specifically. So like the lore, the prophecy lines, those sorts of things, both you and Gail would have knowledge and access to. And this is sort of just y'all's chance to discuss it with the group, in comparison to the fact that the headmaster has talked about there being whirlpools showing up around just outside of the barrier of the island. There was a rumor of a abandoned treasure in sort of like an off grotto from the school itself, and just a couple other rumors that have been kind of flying around that you guys are discussing what you think holds water or not.
So I'll I got this map piece and I will present them to show them the map piece. While I was away.
Which I will also drop in the chat for everybody and is our new background on the stream.
The skulls are ominous.
Indeed.
What?
A little bit.
Okay.
Do you know where this map relates to the geography of the island at all? Have you been able to determine that?
Both of you would know that there's been rumors for a very long time within the tribe of like paths, tunnels, things that were sort of integrated before the castle and the school was ever here. It's mostly just kind of figuring out which ones would be the most likely. I will let everybody know as you kind of like converge over this map piece. There are a couple different options that even you guys know, being faculty. There are a couple offshoots from the underground grotto where the kids arrive on the Enchanted cruise ship. There's a whole section of like the lower classrooms that were renovated probably about 10 to 15 years back that once also had sort of grotto tunnels attached to them. And there's always been a rumor, although Dalvanius will say that they have not figured it out yet, but there's always been a rumor that there's a hidden passage somewhere in the library, and it's just a matter of figuring out the shelves the right way. So those are sort of the top three.
I think the only reason I would know about the library one is probably because Reggie can, incorporate oh my god, he can go through stuff. So he knows the passages back there, but we haven't figured out how to access it yet.
Gotcha.
Can't you
It's like-
magic folk just blast it open?
Alvatus is gonna look at him with his mouth wide open, and like kind of you're gonna see the like calm come off just a little bit. Just be like, Quentin, I was upset about lemon powder being in my library. How do you think I would feel about explosions?
I mean, you could just magic it right back together, right? That's what you guys do.
No, no, not necessarily. Some of these books, all these books are not replaceable, valuable. This it's not. No. Mm-mm.
Okay, so how would you feel if we just started pushing the shelves around till we figure it out? I mean, there could only be what, like 10,000 different combinations to try here.
I think that would take us years.
I think Yara wants to sniff the paper
Mhm.
and see if their sniffing could if there's a scent that's related to this that might be something that could help through the passages.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
magic.
Give me a. I'm gonna put that under grit. I know. Yeah, we're gonna say grit. That makes my brain happy.
Okay. Grit is my best stat.
Woohoo!
Uh 3. My best stat.
I love that. As a reminder, this is a great time to remind everybody those adversity tokens that you guys get, because you get one every time you fail a roll. You are more than welcome to use them if you want to add. One adversity token is +1 to whatever you want. I also allow once per game if you want to re-roll entirely to spend a token and re-roll it. You are absolutely more than welcome to do either of those.
Let's see. I have 6 adversity tokens. So the question would be, would a 9 work?
Yes. Yeah. I was
Okay.
looking for like an 8 or better to give you a good indication. So
Okay. I will spend those then.
perfect. I love that. So you kind of, as this interaction is happening, kind of just over top of you, you sort of like put your head up underneath again and like sniff at the book. And as you sniff at the book, you can tell two things really quickly. First thing you know is that this book is newer than sort of like what they're talking about with like the Atlantean lore. And the second thing is that it does smell a little bit like something behind the bookcase. So, with those sort of context clues, you'd be able to ascertain that this book probably has nothing to do with the map that Yara put down. And the passage in the library probably is newer than what you're looking for.
Arrow seems to take that notice and is there a smell of the map from outside? You know how in cartoons there's the faint trails you can follow. I feel like Arrow in this form has that kind of smell vision.
Oh god, yeah, I would definitely assume that, especially in like full dog werewolf mode at this point. So yeah, so you get that the book that Thalphanius has is newer than the map that Yara put on the table. The book matches a scent behind the bookcase in the library. The map scent sort of gives, again, like that cartoon sort of like scent trail going out of the library, and it seems like it might be heading downwards.
Interesting. I think Yarrow turns to the group and goes, y'all want to follow the book or the map? And they jog it, one paw out.
Maybe the map?
All right, then follow me. And they skedoodle out of there. They lift Professor C up and then skedoodle out of there.
Absolutely. All right. So are we following the dog?
I guess I might as well. Shit.
Yeah?
All
Right?
My classes are done for today. So yeah.
Cool.
And I'll probably gather Itzy and then kind of shout over my shoulder to Reggie that he's in charge of the library, and he knows what that means. Which means I'm probably going to be stressed out when I come back. And then I'll probably look at Professor Gale and be like, "Did you want to collect?" Oh my God, I just drew a complete blank on him.
Fitz,
Your poor little,
the eel.
yeah, poor little guy that didn't get to come. Yeah, Fitz.
Oh, if depending on the direction we head, if it's not too much of a detour, yes, we will certainly head to our room and collect him. Yes, thank you.
Okay. As you guys are kind of heading out and following after Yarrow, we're going to say for simplicity purposes, yes, you can pass by where and grab Fitz, all those fun things.
Cool.
As you guys are kind of walking down, there's a little bit of discussion as you're kind of following this scent. Z's going to remind you guys that there's a rumor about a treasure that is supposed to be slightly off castle grounds. The reason that was important when she originally brought this up to you guys is because in some of her studies of the Atlantean culture, she knew that there was a little bit of lore that goes into like a treasure, a story of like that sort of thing, but she doesn't know the specifics. And that's kind of why she originally reached out to Yara, and then also by definition, Gale, because she wasn't 100% sure on it, but you guys would be.
Yeah. Is it fair to assume that that is referring to the treasure of sacrifice that is mentioned in the notes?
Yes. Yep, that
Okay.
one.
So, from what we have learned of through the histories of our people, there were 5 magical instruments or items that were sacrificed to create the pocket dimension that the island and subsequently the school exist in. That's something that many of us learn in our childhoods among the Atlantean people.
Yeah, you're talking about the ring and the wand and stuff, right?
Yes, exactly. Correct. Did Professor Yarrow... Well, so can Professor Yarrow talk in this form or just... Okay.
I like to
They
think they
can.
can't, but I'm sure they can. I just like imagining them doing all of this in dog form, but that's me.
They can. It takes a lot of effort too, though. So
What
they are the.
do they are they pretty much full on canine, right?
Yep. Yep.
Growls and barks and
Yep.
cool. I can talk to you.
Cool.
Oh.
See? Translation. Perfect.
Yay.
Yeah.
I
'Cause there
assume
is
that's one
a-
reason.
pressed leather journal that is one of those 5 items, but is it safe to assume that... I don't know. Do I get the vibe that the book that Thelvanius has probably is not that specific journal?
No, the journal. So just for sort of a timeline idea
I mean,
for you guys,
yeah.
think very much along the lines of like Atlantis: The Lost Empire. Like the Atlanteans went away. They were like from, dawn of the century, all those fun things. The journal that was found was probably very old, probably from like the 1800s, somewhere in that realm, but not as old as what you would be looking for this treasure.
Yeah. Okay. It's kind of what I assumed, and also that's what it seemed that Professor Yarrow picked up with the sense, but I wasn't sure if that was obvious to all of us or communicated or anything, so that's all.
I will say that one portion of the notes that Yarrow would be a little more aware of than Gale would, just because of your places in the tribe. Because Gale is the Tempest, and Yara, which I apologize, I don't actually think I put in the notes, mostly because brain. Yara, your place in the tribe is listed as the sort of the tribe voice. Like, not only are you the like communication between the school and the tribe itself, but as like the charms person, you definitely like speak over and for in certain instances. So with that being said, you're much more aware of lore, prophecies, those sorts of things than Gale would be. So the portion of the notes where it talks about specifically a prophecy that's been kind of put through for quite a while within the tribe, that's something that you would be aware of.
Okay. Okay.
Which I think there is a note in there that says there's a section that talks about not only a treasure, but it also uses the wording magical malady.
Yes.
They said the name.
They said the name of the movie.
It's so yeah,
Move.
you guys can discuss that kind of as much as you'd like. I just want to make sure that at least for that portion of it, like I said, Yara would know like kind of all of that, the intricacies of it, whereas Gale would mostly have just like heard of it.
Do you know the prophecy, Gail? Do you remember anything from it? Did you hear about it?
No. We don't believe we've heard of the prophecy. Maybe that it rumors of it, but we don't know the details now.
I just So it goes something like magic lines connect and break. Sometimes humans only know how to take. Crisscross, find the lines that bind. Battle visions and apathy of the mind. Watch as numbers fall. See who answers the magical call. The world is not always what it seems. Whirlpools and oceans and rivers to streams. Water to wind, then earth under fire. See all the clues that must be acquired. Sorry, you might see the paths in all their totality to solve and cure the magic malady. Heed these words of the prophecy.
Interesting.
Wow, what wonderful writing. I can't imagine who came up with that.
Yeah. Very well put together.
Um,
And it rhymes.
Yes.
Yara, the line that also jumps out to you is not from that specific prophecy, but one that came after. Something that you guys know about the tribe is that you always have a tribe elder, obviously, but for the longest time, you had one tribe elder that was like from the beginning of the tribe. And then they sort of, what you guys call moved on, because the Atlanteans don't really believe in like death. They believe in like returning to the elements and to magic and that sort of thing. But there was always a snippet that is that line further up where it talks about for treasure is found, not always glory in reality.
Yeah, for treasures found, not always glory and reality. Antidote or poison may come for the magical malady. Which
I feel like
I
if
mean-
Yarrow had no fur right now, they'd be shivering.
Goosies.
Yeah.
Goosebumps. Get some goosebumps.
Prophecy is always frightening and often subject to interpretation, but some of what was said seems to be very pertinent to things that are happening here at the school and at the world in the world at large.
Is that written down somewhere, or is that a thing that's just kind of like passed along through your tribe?
Two seconds.
Who was that a question for? Sorry.
Either you or Yara, basically is because like I think Thalvanus's question is more whether it's an oral prophecy, meaning like some of the words could have changed over time, or it was written and this is like they're just saying it from memory because this is what they remember it reading at one time or what has been passed on. So I think he just wants to know whether it's an oral tradition, so it could have been changed or modernized, I guess, from way back when, or if it was written. And this is kind of like it's always been these words specifically kind of thing. That's what he's asking.
I will answer here just specifically for Yara because she would have this information, but once again, I don't think I wrote it down on there. The placements in the tribe itself is very important. And those who have like set places within the tribe, there's a magical aspect to it. So very similar to how like Gale is the Tempest and they have access to the elements and those sorts of things. Yara is known as the voice of the tribe, and so while yes, it is an oral sort of like retelling, it's a magical thing that's passed down through each voice of it. So it only shifts in
Really
the term.
specific.
Yeah, it only shifts in the term as like obviously language shifts over time, but the meaning stays the same.
So I think then he would just be like, can I, because I don't think he has anything to write down, and so he's like kind of kicking his self because he didn't take anything to take notes and stuff. So I think he's like, I really have to write this down, so I can look at this later.
I feel like Z would reach
Can you
into one of her
please?
pockets and pull out like another one of those little moleskins and like an actual like pen from her hair and be like, "Oh, here you go."
I think Talbot would actually like clap his hands like with excitement. Oh, I will replace this. And so I think he would ask like or beg Yara to say it again. And so he could write it down so he could like see it because I think Thalbius has to like see things to kind of like process them, and then he would like put it away and like listen or like take notes while they're talking. But I think that's what Thalvanus would be doing.
Perfect. And we're not going to make Just read that again, but I did drop it in the chat for you guys as well, so you can kind of look
And
at
she
it.
would offer. She would offer to just like write it down for you because since she hasn't memorized, like it would be quicker to just instead of repeating and waiting and all of that, she's just going to write it for you.
Yeah, way better.
Absolutely. As you guys are sort of again having this conversation and following Yarrow and this scent trail, Yarrow, it's going to take you to the lower level of classrooms, those ones that were renovated within the last like 10 to 15 years. The one that it takes you to is sort of the castle for the most part. Once you start going down, it's like a circular structure. It's again that the eared whatever we called it, the big the too fucking high
Chateau d'Air.
yeah, the too fucking high that Quentin calls it. It's kind of centered around that, and then everything else is built around that. There are other buildings once you get above ground on the island, but either way, the reason I say that is because this section of classrooms is sort of like circular from when the stairs comes down, and you take them to the one that's like dead center of this like circle of classrooms.
And they stop and lower Z off of their back and just like wait, wagging their tail.
So what's the like, before we head into this? What's should we be packing a bag for this? We camping? Do I need to lock up my critters before we head down there? How long is this going to take?
Who knows?
Yeah.
Yara, as a freebie, you would know that sort of on a scale, it could like potentially take a couple of days if you were just blindly exploring these grottos, because looking at the map and like the entry point and then going all the way outwards, it expands past even like the barrier line, but you do have the map, so potentially if you're able to read it, it shouldn't take days.
Well, Quentin, here's the map, dear. depends on how far we want to go and if we can follow it properly.
Well, all right. I'm gonna go ahead and just go lock everybody up before we get on this, just in case. Ms. Nesbitt, she says that she's not really feeling her new bow we put in there, and we're gonna have to keep them separated a little bit, unless we gonna have a headless plesiosaur in the lagoon.
We don't want that, do we?
I would rather not. No,
Okay, perfect.
she'll take to him. He's kind of a rascal, though.
So we're going to say that Quentin's going to go do that just in case. If anyone has anything that they would like to do beforehand or any prep work that they want to do, this would kind of be the point to like gather or magic or do something.
I think Yarrow packs a little bag full of clothes since this is not going to last. If this lasts more than a day, they're going to shape shift again, and they don't want to be caught in a forest sans clothes.
That's fair.
I guess Sylvanus would probably get his messenger bag that he normally carries with him that has like random like research stuff and snacks. And like a few like little like health potions. They're more like pick me uppers for when he does late night research things and less like bring you up to health kind of things. But that's I think what he would have grabbed.
Magical monster shots.
5-hour energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit of Red Bull, yeah.
Yeah.
Got a winter Red Bull.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get literal wings.
Yeah. Ooh, fun.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys do whatever prep work you need to do before you go down. Who specifically would like to try and read the map?
I probably could. I mean, I've got maps all over, and that's kind of history related, so I guess I could do that. Give it a go.
If you guys want it to be one specific person, you absolutely can. We could also do a group
Can
chat
I,
if you guys want to put your heads together.
I would at least like probably assist Thelvinius since I brought it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Like you're more versed with that, so yeah, I would assist with it.
Yeah, absolutely. If the two of you specifically want to look at it, then I'm just gonna get a brains from both of you, and then we'll take the combined number, and I'm gonna average that to the number that I need.
Oh, and then I'm not adding magic to this, so it
Nope,
would just
a
be
flat
19.
one.
Okay, so 19.
Ew, 4.
It's okay. That still makes it a 23. So, so you guys managed to pinpoint, and I am gonna say that you want to have Quentin look at it as well, and I'm gonna have him do a roll, and then I'm gonna give you either less or more information, and there's a reason for it.
All right, let me take a look at that.
So same. I need brains, please.
Brains. Okay.
Brains.
And I think Thalvanus would not like want to like hoard this thing. I the only reason I said that I would like take a look at it is because my brains was a D20. So if anybody else has experience or anything that would like give them a leg upon this, Thalvanus would gladly hand this over.
I rolled an 8.
Okay, perfect. That's good. I needed 6 or better.
So that would be 11 total.
Yeah, perfect. Quentin, you know this as the groundskeeper. That's why I was saying you wanted to take a look at this. So you know exactly where the magical barrier sort of ends. And you also know, kind of in correlation to these grottos and things that are on the island or connected to it, that once you head away from the portion of the map that says entrance, you're probably looking at least a 4 or 5 hour trek to the place you're going. And then about halfway into that trek is where you're going to go outside of...
Wait, so 4 or 5 hours on broom?
If you guys were to take your brooms down there and you wanted to do that, it would probably be half that. So I was going based off of on foot.
Okay. Well, Yara, that's a hell of a hike.
Yeah.
We could all take our broomsticks except for Yarrow. It- but they are wolves, so if they're
Can you
wolf-like, then 40 miles is like not a big deal.
I like scratch at Itchy, who's their flea, whose lip like pops out and goes, "We'll be fine. Don't worry about it," and then pops back in.
So brooms?
Brooms sounds like the
Hey,
way to do it.
if we're doing is Z around?
Yeah, she's with you guys.
Hey Z, can you top off my and I'll pull it out my pack.
Yeah, absolutely. She'll pull her wand out and she'll sort of like hover over it for a few minutes and just sort of like revamp the magic that gets put on it so that you can use it.
Thank you, thank you. I hate that you have to have you do that for me.
Oh no, it's fine. I don't mind. I'm happy that the headmaster taught me so that I could do it instead of him having to come to you every time.
Well, it just runs out of juice. I wish there was a way we could make it permanent.
That might be interesting to try and figure out like a instantaneous. She's gonna kind of like. You've seen Thalvanius do this before, where like they get
Uh,
stuck in their head over something, and like now they're thinking about it, and that's kind of what Z's doing. She's like, "Oh, that'd be kind of interesting to think about how to do that."
ah, oops. We should. Thank you, and I'll put it back in my pack. When we head now. Now?
If everyone's ready.
So is there like
Yep.
there's like a door here or
You guys have
something?
not yet entered the classroom that Yarrow brought you to. You're basically in the hallway of it. So you don't know what you're walking into. You could be walking just into a grotto, you could be walking into a classroom. You haven't gone in just yet.
Gotcha. Okay. Then yeah, I think Gail is ready.
Okay. So you guys head in. At first glance, it does indeed just look like one of the classrooms, except for it's full of old boxes, supplies. Quentin, you see a bag of like crab repellent that you left in here on accident the last time that you were in here. Yario, you see like a sweater that you somehow must have gotten down here at one point during one of your transformations. Delvanius, you see like a box of what looks like books that maybe were supposed to be brought up at some point. Like you guys all kind of notice that it's like odds and ends things that are in here. So someone has obviously turned this into like a storage area. And then as you sort of scan across, you guys notice that the back wall has it almost looks like someone has like punched a hole in it. Like there was some sort of a collapse that has created an opening and you see where it goes from like wall to cave wall.
I don't think I knew this room was here, let alone the cave entrance. I really need to get out of the library more.
Yeah, it's refreshing out in the real world and outside of all that ink and paper.
I
This
think
room
there's a
is
part of Talvatus that hisses at him. No.
Just hisses.
Itsy does it for you. You just hear like a raven hiss, like
this room is certainly in an interesting state of disrepair. Is the hole at the bottom of the wall or the top of the wall, or where was it in relation to?
give me Gale specifically. Go ahead and give me a brains.
All right. um.
I will let
Sure.
you add your magic modifier to just your magic, not the dice, but the modifier, because it's specifically asking about like it's an elemental thing. That's why.
Okay. So I don't get to add the magic die, but
No.
if I have a magic stat mod.
Yes. Because you have like
Okay.
a +1 or a +2 to your elementalism, right?
Yeah, I get a plus. I think I get a +3
Oh, yeah. I forget your magic
studied in
modifier.
it. Let me double check.
Whatever that plus is, just add that to this specific one because
It's
it's
a 3.
specifically an
Yeah.
elementalism thing.
Okay, cool. In that case, I got a 5 because I rolled a 1.
Cool. Take an adversity token.
Yep.
I'm like, ooh,
Unless you want to
Um,
spend one. I was looking for a 6. I'll be honest. I'll tell you
I
that.
can spend 1 to add 1 or
Yes.
re-roll, or
Yeah.
I will happily spend 1 to add 1.
Okay, perfect. So you know from looking at it, it's almost as if there was a cave in one of the grotto caves that connects to this. And because this room was like renovated right up against the wall of those grottos, it basically affected where it connects. So there's like this doorway that someone would have like renovated over, and now it has just reopened.
Okay. So it's it's just a doorway more or less.
Yeah, it's like an entrance to a tunnel, but I'm saying
Yeah.
doorway because it's easier.
Okay. Cool. I'm assuming there's boxes and stuff in the way though.
Yeah, this room's pretty packed to the gills as far as like boxes and items and things.
Okay. Um well, it does appear as though there may have been some sort of collapse in the chamber beyond that wall, so we should certainly tread carefully, but hopefully it is nothing too dangerous.
Okay,
Delvedis will start moving boxes.
absolutely. Z's gonna take her wand back out, and she's actually gonna sort of like start moving bigger sections of it with that.
I'd like to go through some of these boxes.
Yeah, absolutely. Give me a flight.
A flight?
Yeah, because I said so.
Oh,
uh-oh.
okay.
There's reason in my brain. I just don't always feel like explaining it.
Because I said so. Got it.
9.
Cool. Is there anything specifically that Quentin's looking for?
No, I don't really know magic stuff so well, so I'm just, hey, this looks like I should ask somebody about it.
Sure. I'm gonna say you found that pack of like crab repellent that you've actually been looking for a while, and you're trying to remember how it got down there. You also find a cloak that it seems like it's made out of fur, but it's like okay, I'm not gonna try to describe. It's like seal fur. So it's like a cloak made out of seal fur that's like waterproof and durable. And then I'm gonna say you also find a what looks like a pair of work boots.
I mean, shame on whoever made this, but this is really great quality.
And you can absolutely have anyone that you want look at that item and tell you more about it.
I can look at the seal cloak mainly because I want it to be waterproof, so he'll wear it and then he won't come into my library wet again. So I just want to look at the seal cloak.
Hey, Sylvanas, can you take a look at this for me?
Yeah.
This is I'll pull it out of a big old dusty box and shake it off and
Sylvania's give me a brains check.
you said there was boots as well.
That is a 12.
Oh, perfect. I'll tell you in just a second. Quentin, you've also got Yara next to you, and I'm sure that Z would probably be nearby too. So you can ask either one of them to look at the other item if you'd like.
I don't know, Yara, you think these will fit? I'll kind of hold them up to my bottom of my foot.
Oh, maybe. Let me have a look at him.
All right, I'll hand them over. It'll make me jump higher or something cool.
And Yar, I'm not going to make you roll for these because these are specifically they're made out of a material that you recognize, and Gail, if you were kind of glancing over, you would recognize as well. These are something that you Atlanteans call frog boots, which are basically like fully waterproof, fully elemental proof. Like they're used for like when you guys go specifically on like adventures or trek around the island. It's very rare to find them this far away from the tribe, but there is a set that are here.
Well, I think if you wear these, that Thalvanius will be very pleased with you.
Why is that? What do they do?
They're waterproof.
Oh, I was kind of hoping they'd make me more handsome, but I guess there's nothing.
I'm sure they'll do that too.
Thalvanius, the cloak is very interesting because you've only read about these. So in this realm, everyone knows the lore and like tales in our world of like Selkies and how like a Selkie cloak is something you steal from a Selkie and then they can't turn back into a human. But that is not true for this realm. A Selkie cloak here is something that not only gives you the ability to, again, waterproof, you can put it over your clothes and basically it creates like a magical barrier around yourself to keep water and elements off of you. It also has high durability. So like if magic is kind of slung at it, you get bonuses for it to repel off of.
Oh, that's awesome. So I'm probably, he's probably like holding it, and I'm probably like looking at it like delicately because I think I know what it is, but I'm like, nah, no, this is not. So I think once I feel it, I'm like, okay. When this is amazing. I've only read about this, and then I'll probably like kind of point it towards like Gail and Yara to kind of have them also assess what I'm saying and be like, this looks like a Selkie cloak. And like the stories that you hear outside that disregard that. So this can make you waterproof, which is exciting for me. Also, it's also for you. Like that way you can work with your animals and things like that. Like better, safer, things like that. But it also, from what I understand, it has like a barrier to it. So if like you get hit by magic, it will help either like repel it or make it less. So this seems like a really good idea, especially for you, since you can't like deflect magic. So this is a good find for you.
Oh, awesome. Thanks for looking into it.
Real quick pause, guys. I'm going to go grab some more water so that I don't start to lose my voice. You guys are, if anyone else wants to search the room, go ahead and also roll me a flight. And when I come back, I will get those numbers from you, but I will be right back.
I think Thalvanus is moving boxes and he sees Quentin finding like cool stuff and he's like, okay, I want to find cool stuff, so I definitely will.
This is the coolest lost and found ever.
Yeah, I think
Agreed.
similar, Yaro's gonna just like stick his nose into everything. Just
Would any of you guys know that I can talk to animals?
maybe Yarrow does because you've probably talked to them before.
Well, I think you saying that Miss Nesbitt doesn't like her new boyfriend would.
Yeah, I was trying to lead that on. But...
Yeah, I think we would kind of just assume it happens, or like you have some sort of link, like I would with the Raven, is what I would assume.
No, backstory wise, that's my only magical ability.
I love that. Huh? Yarrow's
I would like to talk to my dogs, but not my cats, so I think it's a cool magical ability.
I just would ask my dogs why they eat poop. I want to know why. What is the point of that? Why do you like it?
Yeah.
I need to know.
And maybe I answer that because I used to work at a dog daycare.
Yeah, but I want to know what they have taste buds. I want to know what they really think. Like, do you like that? Like,
so I think it's less about the fact that it tastes some sort of way, and more about the fact that it like gives them a sort of high.
You get high off poop?
Yeah.
Poop high?
It sucks. I'm a retired vet tech.
Tell me.
So now I
It's
want to have
more
a
of
sit down
a
heart to heart with my dogs and be like, listen, drugs are bad. Okay?
so it's
You want to do
more of
drugs?
like
Do real drugs, not poop drugs.
so like there are the occasional dogs that just like it because they're odd, but sometimes it's like a dominance submissive thing. So like if they feel that they're not the dominant dog, they will remove their scent from the area to not upset the dominant dog.
No, not the dog poop. They eat the cat poop.
What about the poop
Oh,
that
that they just like that's just nummy for them. That's just disgusting. Yeah.
I was curious because there was dogs that we had that were like addicted poop. Like a dog would eat poop and then they would just like gobble it.
Yeah.
Like
The twitch has gone really bad when you left, Emma.
Apparently. I was like, okay, I got water. I gave my dogs their treats. Okay, why are we talking about poop?
we're talking about talking to animals. I would ask my
Yeah.
dogs why they want to eat the poops. It's weird. Like why?
I do
Elizabeth
know.
told us the real reason. I got the story from the urban legends.
I do know that part of it with animals, dogs specifically, there's like three main reasons that they'll go outside and eat poop. And one is like an anxiety factor. Two is like a nutritional thing. If like they are not getting the right or proper nutrition, then they will go and eat feces because they are like trying to reintroduce it to their
That
body.
is true. Yeah.
And then actually kind of, I think bouncing off of what you're saying, there is a dominance thing there with scent as well.
Yeah.
Like they'll try and like introduce different scent.
Yeah, I forgot about if they're like starving and stuff like that, they will.
I mean, that would still, regardless, would
Reintroduce.
still be the first question I would ask them. Like, why?
Wild.
Why do you do this? This is so good. Is it a dominance thing?
Yeah, right.
Do I not feed you enough?
Can I like? Would you rather have cheese? Can I give you cheese instead of turds?
They would like that too.
Always.
I know they would.
Would be something Quentin should not ask Yarrow.
No.
Oh yeah.
Did anyone else want to search the boxes while we're in the room?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
both Yarrow and a couple of us are.
Perfect.
Yeah, Thalveda's got a 10.
Okay, cool.
Yarrow got a 9.
Okay.
I got a 21 because I exploded twice.
Jesus hell.
Dang,
All right.
nice.
So,
Jeez, that's awesome.
I love that. Okay. Jara, you are more than welcome to also search if you would like to. Totally up to you if you want to or not, though.
What are we rolling to search?
Flight.
Oh, my flight's not great, but why not?
I don't know. You could find something cool.
Nope, sure didn't. I got a 1.
Cool. Yara accidentally stubs her toe on one of the boxes. She's trying to move it and doesn't actually find anything cool.
no.
Jara does. Yarrow, you find a watch. It's a very nicely made watch. Something you notice right away is that it doesn't have numbers on it. It has like some planets and some stars and things, and it's got like 8 different hands that are just sort of like moving different directions.
Yeah. Yarrow, very big fan of this.
I can imagine.
I want to walk past, look over your shoulder at what you found, and I'll pick it up for you. Since you don't have hands or thumbs.
Perfect.
Like, what is this? Everyone else just hears me growl at it.
And then I think Yarrow goes, well, I think it's some sort of like astronomical tool using to figure out the stars and planets alignment and all that good stuff. You know how I would use this for my class and all that good stuff. Man, I'd have to see if that mercury's in the refrigerator again. Blah, blah, blah. You just hear like everyone else.
you can read this. You can tell time or something with this, like space time.
Space time.
Yep.
That's amazing.
Yep, space
That's
time.
amazing. Well, do you mean to hang it from? Do you have a collar? Do you have a handkerchief? A
Oh shit!
neckerchief or something?
I guess you could hang it from my collar or put it on my tail, something like that. I think it's the right
I'm
length.
gonna avoid the rear end there. We'll find the collar and I'll attach it to your collar.
All right.
Tat, as Quentin kind of lowers it towards Yarrow, you actually see that the band sort of like magically starts altering, so that you could actually put it on their paw, and it looks like maybe it would just like change shape with them.
Hmm. All right. Well, I'll strap it on your paw. Wait, right or left?
Uh, they look down at their paws and go, I think I'm left pawed.
Is that
Awesome.
too tight?
Ah, that's just right.
All right, gotcha.
And they lick you.
Don't do that. Don't.
Oh, sorry.
It
I
fits
should have asked for consent
perfectly.
first.
Okay, Sylvanius. You find the box of books that you sort of like honed in on when you came in. And what you recognize right away is that there are two other journals that look very similar to the one that you had and you've been carrying around, like same material, essentially. And the rest of them are missing pieces from books that you know you have in the library. Like you've got sets that are missing like one or two books out of them and you've just never been able to figure out why. And this is a box full of missing books.
So I think like I find the two journals, and then I think you're all gonna see Thalvanus just kind of like sit down right where he is and forget what he's doing and start looking through the journals. And then he's probably gonna hear like Quentin talking to the Yarrow and adjusting the watch and stuff, and kind of like come back and then like see the rest of the books and be like, what the? Okay, all right, that what? No, that doesn't explain things. Why would these? So he's just gonna grab the two journals and then like in his like book of notes, he's gonna be like, don't forget the box in the whatever room we're in, whatever classroom, and he's gonna like put that in there so he remembers it. And then he's gonna also like turn to Itzy and be like, remind me to grab this box on our way out. And then he'll put the two journals in his satchel.
I feel like Thelvanius is the kind of person that puts sticky notes like all over their desk. It's like,
Oh yeah.
don't forget to do this. Today you have this. You have to go back and
Maybe
do
not.
this. Me too, Thelvanius. Me too. Okay, Gil. As you're sort of digging around on those two crits, love that. You find a box as you guys are searching and moving, you're making a path to the cavern, obviously. You find two things. You find a compass that doesn't have like north, south, east, west. It still has the red tip of the indicator arrow. But like when you pick it up, it's just like pointing awkwardly. And then as you pick it up, it actually like redirects and then stays steady. And then you also find a box that is just those frog boots. Like you literally find a whole box of them that have been like tucked in the corner.
Like a bunch of pairs?
Oh yeah.
Are there
Okay.
dog versions of frog boots?
You want even or odd?
Was that?
Odd, because that would be an odd thing to happen.
Yep. There sure are.
Yes.
Love that.
They like put on the little boots and then they do the thing that dogs do.
Yeah, there was apparently many more pairs of those boots here. It may be wise for all of us to put a pair on before we venture into the caverns. We don't know what we may or may not encounter.
All right. So you guys make your way into that cavern entrance. Right away, as you sort of head your way in, you realize that the cavern that you're entering into is matching up with the map. So you're pretty sure you're in the right place. Now, the real question here is, do you guys want to just follow the one path that sort of seems to indicate a big thing? Is there anyone who wants to like divert off the paths? What is the game plan here?
I mean, I'm very much going to be exploring.
Mm-hmm.
So I say the first little offshoot, I'm at least going to go a ways into it off the main path.
Sure.
With my actual flashlight,
Got a big old mag light.
of course.
Duh. Right?
Gale is just because I'm assuming it's dark in here.
It is. There is some. So everywhere in the grottos on underneath the island and around, every so much there's like bioluminescent moss that grows down here. So it's not like lit up, but it's ambient enough light that you're not gonna like pitch black or anything. But it's dark.
I think Gale just like kind of conjures forth like a ball of fire and then just like is holding it just kind of as a like a torch more or less, but it's just like a ball of like flaming breathing fire as a as an additional light source.
Sure thing. Yara and Yarrow. This is gonna be so fun saying for the rest of the episode, just for the record. Each of you give me actually, Yarrow give me a brains check. Yara give me a charm check. They're for different things.
11.
My kids on dice are apparently cursed. I got a 3.
Oh joy.
Oh no.
You do
You
start
dragon
with 3 adversity tokens, so you can reroll or add if you want to. You do not have to. If you don't, just take the adversity token.
I'll just take the adversity token.
Heard.
I'm assuming I need more than a 5.
No, I was looking at least for a 6, so yeah. Okay, cool. So as you guys kind of like step into the cavern and start like doing things, you have like that feeling like you're forgetting something, but then you like immediately see Quentin starts like offshooting and you're like, oh, whoa, wait.
Oh, yes, we aren't. Let's go.
Yarrow, you notice that as soon as you guys enter the cavern, Z does this thing that people do like usually when they're uncomfortable or upset. They like kind of like shrink into themselves a little bit. They straighten their shoulders just a little bit more when Gale puts the fire up, but they're still sort of like slightly hunched into their cardigan a little bit.
Aw. Yarrow kind of like cozies up to Z, like, and like thinks at her, like, "Are you afraid of the dark?"
I know it's embarrassing to admit, but I am not a fan of the dark. It's stupid embarrassing, but when I used to get in trouble as a lass, my mom used to lock me in timeout, and I just never got over the whole darkness and like enclosed spaces. It's better with the light from Gale. It's just uncomfortable.
Well, if you'd like, you could stay cozied up next to me, and I'll make sure that they like kind of like shimmer and cast some magic on their own like fur to make it light up almost like stars across their flank.
That's adorable.
Like a pillow pet where it projects up on the ceiling.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, exactly. It like projects all around them, but like stars. It has like a little constellation map all over them.
Freaking coolest.
Oh,
I had a turtle.
I did not, but I always wanted one.
I didn't have that. I had the little like domes that actually you could put like the different filters on them, and they would like put things on the ceiling. My brother and I got that one year. Yeah, she definitely as soon as you kind of say if you need to, she immediately like she just sort of like kind of bumps her hip to yours and is like right next to you, and then you do like the Star Trek, and her eyes actually light up, and she's like, oh, that's it's beautiful.
Well, you know, Gotta make sure we're all comfortable here in the dark.
Yes, that's that consent again. We talked about that.
Yes, 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 we did.
Okay. So Quentin, when you say that first offshoot, are you talking about the first like pink line on the map?
No, the one that doesn't have any.
Okay.
Bottom
I
of the
will
map.
let you know that if you go to the places that they don't have anything, you're not going to find anything specifically. Those are just sort of like connector paths or dead ends.
That's fine. I'm not metagaming or nothing over the
No,
map.
you're fine. That's
I'm
why I
just wandering.
asked.
Yeah, I'm just wandering.
Yeah. So if you take that first offshoot, it basically is going to lead you back to the original path that you were on. It's just going to like take sort of a segue. It's like really quiet down here. Like you've all had to traverse through the grottos at one time or another. You guys kind of take turns like bringing the new students up from the original one. There's always noise. There's like ambient noise. There's like dripping from the grottos themselves. There's like slight echoes. It's just really quiet down here.
I think as if by instinct, Yaro's just gonna like
You hear an echo, but it's muffled. Like it happens because you can't really stop like physics. But one could probably ascertain that there's probably like a reason for the silence.
Is there like a dampening, like either noise or spell?
Give me a brains.
Could I like, yeah.
I was about to ask, would Gale be able to, kind of along a similar vein to what was just asked, could Gale shout and then use their elementalism magic to analyze how the sound waves travel through the air
Yeah, absolutely.
and see how it's affected by that?
Yeah, so you would roll me your elementalism with your magical. If you're casting the spell to do it, then do your magic dice and then your additive.
Yep.
If you're just trying to like pay attention, then just add your additive. Alyssa, if you still want to give me a brains check, I'll give you some insight as well.
Okay. So that's 13. Like if I was doing detect magic, would I add the magic die to it?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Then I have that'd be a dirty 20.
Love that.
Gale only got a 10.
It's okay. Dalmanius definitely can tell that there's some sort of spell. It seems almost like I'm gonna liken this to like the library. You have like protection charms on the library. It's not just like noise dampening. You have actual like wards and things within the library, and that's more the vibe that it gives off here. It just seems to be reacting as some sort of sound dampening for a reason that you don't know. Gale, you know that there is definitely some sort of sound dampening going on because your like air magic isn't reacting the same way that it normally would, but you also don't really know why.
Yeah, so I'm used to going into creepy places with you guys, but this one's a little extra creepy. I don't know if you've noticed.
Well, I think knowing that he has like an affinity with strange animals, Dalvanus is gonna kind of like search out Quentin when he comes back around the bend. Or he'll actually go down the next thing to see if he can meet him. Or something, and just be like, so there's like wards against noise down here. Is that like can an animal do that? Or and then I'd probably like pose the question to Gale and Yara, just be like, or is that something to protect the area from something being too loud?
I can say that I've honestly not talked to any creatures that's mentioned anything like that. I've also never been in a situation where this sense of dread is kind of overtaken. So I don't know.
I don't think they wanted the treasure to be found based on that last kind of fearful part of that prophecy.
Yeah, I did say something spooky treasure. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Quinn, something like that. So it might just be something to throw us off.
Or just kind of everybody be wary of it and keep an eye out.
For sure.
Okay.
Well, it looks like looking at the map, if we go up here another little ways, there should be a couple more bins. Which way?
I suggest we avoid the skulls. But other than that,
I'll second wanting to avoid the skulls.
I.
Yeah, they third it. It does say something about crisscross.
Could I look at the ley line book and see if it compares to this map in any way?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked, Alyssa. That's an amazing question. Yes. I'm not even gonna make you give me a roll because you've had this book for in-game 2 weeks. So you kind of start flipping through, and you know that there's a portion towards the middle of the book that actually sketches out a couple maps of like nearby ley lines. And if you look at it, you very quickly realize that 2 really major, like very large and powerful ley lines intersect right over that very round star symbol on the map.
Okay. And then I have to go back and look at that thing. It's something about binding ley lines. So I'm gonna point that out to Yara and just be like, does this, with the ley lines, does this seem like that's where we should head? Because, like, I mean, it's a star, but it's kind of like X marks the spot. But
Yeah, I mean, maybe if it seems to match up.
I'd say that's our main goal.
I
yeah.
think I'm in agreement.
Yeah.
And I think Yara's gonna like smell as we like let's see if there's like a consistent again smell that's coming from this direction.
Yeah. From the the scent that you did earlier, you kind of get that like scent map again, and it definitely kind of lines up with what they're saying. It seems like that's the direction that at least the source of this kind of stuff is coming from.
Well, lead on. Oh, and they start trudging that direction.
It may be interesting to find out what those 5 stars are, because there were, I believe, from what my recollection, there were 5 5. The wards and the dimension was originally created by 5 very powerful Atlanteans leaders who gave up their 5 items, and there's 5 stars. So I don't know. I'm assuming there may be some sort of correlation there, but I don't know if it's something that would be helpful or just irrelevant. I'm not sure.
That makes sense, right?
Well, I definitely want to explore everything. There's a part of Thalvanus that even wants to explore the skulls because that's just it's history. That's sometimes he's an idiot. But like Thalvanus wants to explore everything, but I think his main goal is getting to like the ley lines because that's what the journal is like kind of telling him to. So I think he's like, well, we can explore them on the way out when we find whatever this marking is, or we can kind of take a peek at the one and he'll point to the like star that's kind of like on the way but in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And kind of say like we could go see what that is, and if it's like if we find out that it's like pertinent or fascinating. Then we could kind of like at least hit the one above that and then go down to like
Pretty or
Talvanus is here to
fascinating. I
explore
love that
everything.
that
Yeah.
scope. Yeah, absolutely. So is that consensus? We're gonna follow the yellow trail, stop off at that sort of central pink one, and then reassess after.
Follow the yellow brick road.
To the
Um,
pink
Yeah,
one.
I mean,
Thinking.
And then we won't.
Gil, it might be something. I mean, stars are important to our culture. Um, but I don't know. I mean, let's check out the first one, like on our way, and see what we find there, and then we can go from there. I don't know that they'd split everything up, but they may have.
It may not be the items itself. It could be that there are power sources or wardings or further elements of
Monsters,
the prophecy. Who
beasts,
knows?
there are demons.
I definitely think it's something of some sort of importance, so we should probably at least look.
Yeah, I agree.
okay.
I think at this point, the Alvanus will kind of like step in front of everybody and then just be like, and we all understand that we should not touch the objects until we like investigate them with our eyes or something. Right?
That's such a
Like
librarian answer. I love
cursed
that.
cursed objects are a real thing. I have an entire section that explains this.
Are
So
you,
I
are you
just
staring
want to
directly at
make
me?
sure.
I feel like you're staring directly at me.
There's probably a little bit of him that is. It's just like we don't touch the objects or lick them, and points at Yarrow.
I think
But
Yarrow was doing that like dog confusion head tilt, and then you said we're like them, and then their little ears went back. And they're
In
going, I think
K9,
I'm gonna
I'll
sniff
say,
them.
that felt pretty directed, don't you think?
Yeah, that was harmful. Shit, I wasn't gonna lick them. I was gonna like sniff them or something. Maybe really.
sniffing is fine from a distance.
If it's fine from a distance, you hear this.
I'm laughing and tainted, and it sounds terrifying.
Yeah.
Coyotes barking.
Okay. You guys head off. So you basically wind down that main path, and then offshoot on that first pink path. So as you kind of follow that first pink path, it opens up into a long, narrow cavern. And that area, as you guys enter Quentin, did we indicate a stat for your class?
What do you mean?
Well, I know like every other teacher has like a magical stat, but I don't know that we actually like you didn't pick one for PE, did you?
For the caretaker, it is it's grit.
Cool. Roll me that.
I hate that the D20 is so tiny. Oof. That's a 4.
My ears are sucking too.
Sheesh.
Because I called it tiny.
Would you like to add or reroll?
Yeah, I'm gonna re-roll that. I'll spin my
Cool. Go for it.
a 1. That is a 9.
Okay, much better. As you guys enter, I'm gonna say this. It's gonna be also a little bit lower because you handle animals on a regular basis. You know that there are certain species of sea serpents who very much like long, narrow, slightly damp caverns like this. And as you guys kind of like enter, you start seeing some like indications of nest.
As we're walking down this, I'm gonna kind of stop everybody and say, "Hey, this." I'm gonna put my hand up on the wall and run it. This is extremely smooth. You magic types, are you able to do tunnels like this? The only thing I think I've ever seen is cave eels.
I'm sorry. Did you say cave eels?
Sorry, yeah. Cave eels.
What the fuck? I don't like cave eels. I barely like eels on my sushi.
Poor Fitz.
Fitz just looks offended.
The floating eel, yeah.
The floating electric
And
eel.
dog? Can Fitz understand?
It speaks
I don't know.
canine?
Sure.
I don't know.
Don't
Fitz,
worry, I speak eel too, Fitz. It's cool.
you're cool.
Just like flicks his tail and just continues to, yeah.
Fitz
Who
goes, Dara goes, not you.
who's at the head of the group right now?
I think Thalvanus was till cave eels were mentioned, and then he like, wait, I'm not brave.
I'm just saying that unless I'm mistaken, this looks like we're walking right into probably a nest. If I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Yeah.
Quentin, would you be taking the lead as Thelvanius sort of like backs off?
Yes.
Cool. Go ahead and roll me a flight.
That's an 11.
Perfect. So you're sort of explaining this and you're still kind of walking forward, and then like you say it seems like we're walking into a nest, and then you like glance down and you realize that you are about to step on some sort of an egg.
Nope.
No.
What's this slow guy here? We'll pick it up.
Yeah. So it
He said, "Don't touch the objects." That includes us walking into a nest and you picking up an egg.
yeah.
I didn't know you meant like real eggs. I pick those up all the time. I thought you meant like don't touch the Fabergé one at the end of a corridor that just looks the light on it. And you don't touch that one. And I just figured because it's probably worth a lot of money or going to kill me if I touch it. So,
Are cave eels small?
I mean, we're walking in a. I think. Yeah, pretty small.
I think Thalvanus is gonna look at the egg and kind of figure out the size of animal it would take to lay that egg. And then if it's like chicken sized, I think he's gonna be like, okay, but no more. If it's like probably larger than ostrich sized, or we're talking like, he needs 2 hands to lift this up. Thalvanus is like, we don't need to go down this. This is fine. It's off the beaten path. We can stay on the path. We can just, yeet back and be fine.
Absolutely.
I'm going to candle it with my mag light.
Yeah.
Does it look like it's alive?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Cool.
By your knowledge and from your role, I'm gonna say it actually looks pretty developed. Like I would say a couple days away from hatching.
Nice.
I did drop a picture in the chat. I also just changed our stream background. That's kind of what we're looking at is these sort of like mossy green with like a black undertone sort of eggs. They have like pieces of sort of like moss and like leaves and stuff sort of like stuck to them. Think somewhere between like an underwater egg and like a bird egg, like somewhere in between the two of those. And Quentin, you realize that there's like a good 10 of them right where you were about to step. Like you picked up one, and they're size-wise, to answer Thelvanius, by the way, they're not like chicken egg sized, but they're not quite ostrich egg sized. They're like kind of between, like, so probably like bigger than a baseball but smaller than a basketball.
On Galvanus's panic meter, where does that leave us?
like a solid 7.
Yeah, because now I'm thinking numbers.
Um.
Like,
Okay,
like
is there something I can roll to maybe help identify this for you? Maybe a brains?
Yes, I'm so glad you asked, Tat. That's a great question. Yes, you can roll me a brains, or if grit was what we were going based off of for like your character, you could roll that instead.
Okay.
if you identify these as one of like two things, Thalvanus and Alyssa is gonna nope.
It is a 15.
It is a what? I'm sorry.
15.
Perfect. Yeah. So these, and you have not actually personally reared this specific type, but these are definitely sea serpent eggs. It looks similar to a batch that you dealt with before that you found like on the island, but this seems like a bigger magical type. The other thing that I'm going to give you on that 15 is that normally with sea serpents, they stay pretty close to their eggs, but there's no indication of anything but the eggs here. Like, you don't even see any like fresh, like droppings or bones or anything. Like, these almost seem abandoned.
And you there said there's hundreds of them?
No, there's a dozen of them. There's 12.
A dozen of them?
Yep.
Well, Sylvanus, I don't think you want to know what they are. I'm gonna keep looking at them through the light,
Mhm.
but it doesn't look like they have any protection here. So you know what? I'm gonna open up my pack since I have the bag of holding here, and I'm gonna start setting them in there.
Oh, I was hoping that's what you would do. I love that so much. Okay. Yeah. So once you clear out the dozen eggs and they go in the bag of holding, there's not really
Sorry.
anything else in here. It was just that
11
list.
eggs.
Hold on. Before though, I've still got the first one,
Mhm.
and I'm going to in parcel tongue before I put it away. Go. He's gonna put it in there.
Can I put one of them in my mouth?
No.
Because like dogs,
Yeah.
like holding an egg.
They're gentle with eggs, like
Mm,
all dog
it's
breeds.
hilarious.
That would depend on if Quentin's going to give you one, but if he says yes, then yes, obviously.
I mean, there's a dozen here.
Yeah, sure.
All right, I take one before you put them all away and put one in my mouth. And go.
Why?
It tastes very salty. What did you say to the egg again?
Daddy loves you, and I'm gonna kiss it and put it away.
You swear, even though audibly no one else would hear it, you swear you just hear like this contented little hiss in return.
Cute.
Okay.
And it has new.
And that's all that's. Are we where we think that star is?
Yep. Indeed.
There's nothing else in the
There is not.
cave here. Okay. Huh. I'd be we'd be surprised if these eggs had anything to do with the prophecy and the treasure. So, do we want to take the time to look at the other stars, or just head to where the ley lines seem to overlap, given that this likely was not pertinent?
Well, it's definitely fascinating because why would they mark the spot
Exactly.
if, like, maybe the sea serpent was here guarding something, but now that the sea serpent is gone, that thing is also gone, and that's why it's not protected.
Keep in mind that this is a map that it's very well preserved, but it is like thousands of years old. So,
Yeah.
True.
And also, like, this was a area that was known to at least some extent because they built a wall, like built covered up the cave, entrance not that far back. So it's entirely possible there was something here and it's just gone now.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
Absolutely. Would you guys like to continue down the path, or do you want to explore further?
I want to do a quick sniff.
Mhm.
Is there anything else around here that smells like this?
Nothing in this area smells like that original scent that you got.
Well, it doesn't smell like anything to me, so I think we're barking up the wrong tree. Or path, as it were.
I'm here all day for the puns.
Always.
Yeah.
I Dalvanus isn't real interested in finding more eggs of anything. So he's probably going to take the chicken shit route and be like, so stick to the path and then we'll investigate on the way out.
Sure.
When he has time to think of excuses as to why the historian no longer wants to investigate egg caves.
Absolutely. Is everyone in agreement to that?
Yeah.
Quentin doesn't care. He has new babies. He's like,
It's like, I'm gonna name this one Lefty and this one.
you are Gerald. You are
Well,
Geraldine.
I've got a pen and paper out, and I'm drawing up an enclosure for baby serpents.
I love that.
I love it. Z, like, very quietly kind of looks over your shoulder and is like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm going to have to help transfigure that.
I'm gonna make it real easy on you. So we're gonna have a few living features.
She kind of nods. Okay, so you guys continue down the path. This time, it's a much longer journey. While it's a straightforward one, it's a much longer expanse that you guys are taking. You take a couple stops, a couple breaks. As you guys get closer to that bigger star indicated on the map, you start to kind of get more normal sounds. Almost like you're moving away from the dampening spell, or like it was trying to kind of like dampen only certain areas. And I will say that as you guys come around that very large curve, the pathway that's like right adjacent to that first skull, everybody feels like a bucket of water goes over you. And the reason for that, Quentin, you would know specifically because of the groundskeeping. You've basically passed through the barrier between the school and like the pocket dimension and then open ocean, so to speak. So you're sort of just outside of that barrier.
I'm gonna kind of shiver and it's been a while since I felt that. If you guys aren't familiar, it's what it's like to walk through the school's barrier.
And Gale
Thank
and Yara,
y'all.
you guys would also be aware of it because you do it every time you go back to the tribe for your jobs and your things.
Yeah.
It's an odd sensation, isn't it?
Never get used to it.
Tara
Agreed.
almost drops the egg.
Oh, that's right. Yarrow still has an egg in their mouth.
I don't think Dalvanus has felt it in like. I don't think he's left the grounds in like. I'm probably gonna say years because he has. This is like his home body, so I think this would be like. I'm not gonna say like panic attack inducing, but he's unnerved. Like
Yeah.
this was a lot. So he's just gonna be quiet for a little while.
Yeah. Similarly, I think as you guys are kind of walking, Yarrow, I feel like Z has kind of kept her hand like kind of right at like the nape and like kind of occasionally pets and like sort of, but like as they go through the barrier, like quick grab like in the fur, like very reflexive, not like they were trying to like grab or anything, but more of like a oh I've oh gosh I don't think I've felt that. I mean, when I got here, it's not the same. Like, you're welcomed in, so you don't feel that same, like, magical barrier break. My goodness.
It's really nerve-wracking, ain't it?
Oh, oh goodness, I'm so sorry. I didn't. And she starts like smoothing your fur and then like giving you little like scritches. Like, oh, I'm so sorry.
They're in between, like, they're trying to hold this egg in their mouth and they're trying to be pet and then they're like a little unnerved. And so there's a lot of emotions, but they're like,
Okay, so you guys keep going down this path. Um, you do come to the two different pathways on the map. And I have to ask because it's this group and I just have to double check. Does anyone want to go down the very gross red path or do we want to
Yes,
keep?
No,
nope, no, I don't.
I do.
no,
I
No.
sure do.
no. Atlanteans are very specific. I've told you this many, many times.
No,
If there's skulls, that means no.
but
They would not have put
But why
skulls
does
on
it
there
mean
if they were
no?
happy things. Because it's probably dangerous.
well, maybe they put the skull on it to deter us from finding the good
No,
stuff.
we're very specific.
Bird, what a roll.
Straightforward.
Okay. Now, you are more than welcome. Yara, you can give a charm here. And if you want to try and roll off against that, Quentin, it's going to be a grit. But I'm going to let you know that because it's Yara and this is like your one friend in the magical world, she
No,
is
I'm
going to
not
have
even going to
advantage.
roll against. I'm not going to roll against.
Okay. So you guys are going to continue down the path?
Sylvatus is probably gonna like look behind him a lot longingly. But yeah, he's gonna stay on the path.
I am going to linger at the entrance to it, though, and be like, that's where the adventure is at.
Okay.
Or the mom.
Mm.
And you just kind of stole her babies.
I mean, they're in a pocket dimension. How are they supposed to know?
Well, Yarrow has one in her mouth.
What? Yarrow?
They like walk over to you and just into your hands.
I,
I was keeping it warm, just in case.
I've got
You
an
know,
incubator. I've got an incubator in my pack. My
yeah,
bag.
well,
Just what do you want
maybe
to
they
name this?
want to be
Is this you
incubated.
want? Did you want to keep this one? Or are you trying to eat it?
No, I was trying to keep it. Maybe they need to be incubated in a hold in a warm, wet environment. Did you never think of that?
Well, it's a fancy one I got given to me. It does whatever eggs in there.
Oh, that's real fancy.
Ideal conditions, guaranteed.
Well, if that's the case, then sure. I just wanted to see how long I could hold it before you would notice it and take it away. But
You know,
yeah, well,
if I would have hatched, that little baby could have paralyzed your entire face.
now what? Say what?
Did he say that in English or
Nope,
Caden?
it's in Canaan.
Oh, yeah, all of that was in K9.
Okay. Okay.
I love that. So you guys continue down the path. As you come around that final sort of curve into the maps area where there's a large cavern, this is a very wide open cavern, larger than any of the others you guys have passed through. The first thing that you guys recognize is that there are 5 sort of raised stone pedestals. They're a little too high for you like to see exactly what's on them, but there's like steps leading up to each one. And they're in like a semicircle from the entrance. Yara and Gale, you guys also recognize that around the top of the cavern, there's a lot of Atlantean writing, like ancient Atlantean writing, not like your modern tongue or anything like that, like ancient, almost like hieroglyphic-esque. And the quiet that you guys heard before sort of goes away as soon as you enter the cavern. Like there's a normal echo. You hear like the drips of like the internal grotto. It's almost like stepping through another barrier just without like the bucket of water feeling.
As we step in, I'm going to put my hand on Quentin's shoulder and stop him and kind of like pause looking at the writing. And eye for an eye, give and take. Curses require sacrifice to break.
Whoa. What does that mean?
It's
Give it the eggs.
it's more of sorry, it's the prophecy sometimes it's as you're remembering like things from the past and little bits.
Am I gonna get cursed? Are you guys gonna curse me?
I'm not gonna curse you. I would never curse you.
Sylvanus, man. I've got a real cursy
Curse
look
at
on me.
you. Curse at you, not curse you.
So maybe that's why I have this fancy thing, this fancy baby seal skin coat.
Maybe.
Maybe
You
it's like
think
a
that way?
blink, flip it off of me.
Just whip it off. Just whip it off. Not
Just
without
boing flip.
consent, though.
I don't know. Like it casts a spell at me. Boing flip. Rubber glue. Baby seal protects you.
But maybe it's not a sacrifice in the sense of, like sacrificing your new babies or each other or anything like that. Like maybe it's like a like the original members. Remember Gail?
Yes, they all gave up very powerful, magical personal possessions.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have any. Like I have the stuff that's on my body in my broom.
Gail, as you say that line, and Yara, as you remind of the original Atlanteans that not only created the Pocket Realm but brought the tribe kind of to safety, uh, each of these pedestals lights up, sort of like a magical lighting. And each of you feels kind of a pull to a different one of them.
Okay.
Well, damn it. I trot over.
Oh, this
Look
has
at
no
my watch.
touching vibes. But Dalvedis goes.
Gail's gonna pull that compass out. Is it pointing in any way relation to any of this, or is it just kind of
So,
unrelated?
for flavor purpose, because it's going to make more sense this way, I'm going to say you pull it out like as you were getting close to the cavern and it was like
Yeah.
pointing towards it. And then as you step over the threshold, it starts spinning.
Okay. Put it back away.
I will also remind everybody of the homework that I dropped in the chat. It's okay if you forgot because we can do it now. You were all supposed to either let me know or come up with a personal trinket that your character may or may not carry with them or something that's important to them, whether it be magically or otherwise. So I just want you to be thinking of that as we sort of go down the line. Each of you again is going to be drawn to one of these pedestals, but it's a different one for each of you. So, like Gail would be drawn to like the first one, Thelvanius the second, Yarrow the third, Quentin the fourth one, so on. Yara, if you would like to be included in that, you can. Or I was also prepared for Z to go to the last one, so it's totally up to you, depending on how you want to finish out this sort of like plot. If you want to come up with an item.
Z can do it because I did not.
You're like, no, I'm good. Perfect. So you guys all sort of get drawn to a different one of the pedestals. I'm just gonna start with Gail because it's easy because we were just talking. So you get drawn to that first one, the farthest on the left. And as you step up to it, there's a like palm-sized conch shell, like a decent-sized one. It's got that like smooth pink edging and then like the spiked sort of tips around the edge of it. And it's thrumming a little bit, like kind of as you step up to it.
I think I already know the answer to this, but Can I use my intuition ability to ask, am I supposed to exchange my personal possession for this artifact?
Why, what a wonderful question, Josh. Yes, yes, you are.
Okay. So, somewhat fittingly, um, Gale, like, kind of analyzes it, gets that kind of intuition feeling in their chest, and pulls a smaller, but similarly, a conch shell out of their bag. They